I just took a couple things I'm going to doodle with in my traveler's notebook, and I have a collection of some random items that I'll maybe work on pasting in my traveler's notebook. So I hope everyone had a good week, and yeah, so let's get down to it. First and foremost, I am on my second coffee. I made an iced coffee a little bit. I came home from work. I had dinner, I made a nice coffee, and then got my stuff set up. Did a little bit of my prep work because I've learned that I need to, when I'm gonna do things in my traveler's notebook, I need to make sure I'm writing down what I did each day because I kind of forget. And then since I'm filming with my phone, I can't go back and look while I'm doing stuff in my notebook. So I jotted down a little post-it note just as a gentle reminder. And then what I did is my anti-choice overload method. I took my Toyo box. I decided I'm going to use my little Dollar Tree colored pencils tonight and my sharpener. I chose 2 washi tapes, ones that are red because it's February and it makes me think of Valentine's Day. Josie's here. Welcome, Josie. I hope you're doing well. Let us know where you're coming in from and what you're up to tonight. And then my favorite scissors, these Penco ones, this Seed colored pencil eraser, a Micron PN, I don't know, I always say pin, but I guess it's just PN, and then my Tombow adhesive. So I don't get overwhelmed when I'm working in my notebook, I just choose a couple items and really only use those, unless we're having a conversation during the live and it takes a certain direction and you all want me to pull something out and we talk about it. Of course, that's cool. So yeah, I just did that, and I have my Sailor fountain pen for writing stuff. So I think what I'm gonna do is start with my, let's switch up. East Texas, how's the weather in East Texas? It was almost 80 degrees here yesterday, and then today it's like freezing. It's cold again. I think tomorrow it's supposed to snow. I'm here in DC, so we're having a weird weather experience, you could say. I'll just put my little clip. Cold, yeah. I'm still thinking we're gonna get like snow or something. It was like a fake springtime that we're having. So for anyone who doesn't know, this is my cat comic that I draw in my Traveler's Notebook Weekly Horizontal. And I kind of just doodle my little cat guy, and what I did that day is kind of memory keeping / just for fun. And I stopped at February 10th. So it's hard to keep up and do it all at once, and I've just been enjoying doing them on the lives. So we'll continue with those. And that's why I wrote a sticky note of things I did each day so I don't forget. And I don't think I really use the pencil board when I'm using the fountain pen, but today we're gonna finish this week using the Sailor fountain pen. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit, sorry about that. So on the 11th, I went for a walk in Old Town, and then I walked through Christ Church, which for anyone who doesn't know, well, I don't know the whole history of it, so don't quote me, but Christ Church is like a really old church from colonial times, and it's where George Washington went, and they actually have like a set of pews that him and his family used. That's like, there's a plaque on it, and it's kind of like a tourist attraction. You can go there and walk around. It's really beautiful, the grounds, all that stuff. So when I'm in Old Town, I just like to walk through it because it's a very welcoming place. It's open to walk through. It's peaceful. There's a cemetery from like the 1700s. And yeah. So I'm just gonna draw my little cat guy walking through the church. And I don't really know how to draw the church. It's that old, it's old colonial architecture. Red bricks and the big windows. I guess I'll just draw maybe like a doorway of stone. And I'll also preface, I'm not an artist. We're just drawing, we're doodling in a traveler's notebook here. Those big windows. Okay, this is turning out to be really bad. But that's the point of doodling, right? Is to just have fun. And I guess the easiest thing to do is to draw a cross on the church. And I'm gonna draw my cat guy kind of just walking through. There's like a lot of trees there. And I am going to draw the tombstones because that's a big part of it. I know it sounds weird to say like walking through the cemetery is peaceful, but I find it to be peaceful. And there was birds flying around. Welcome, happy Friday. If you're joining us, let us know where you're joining from and what you're up to tonight. Or maybe if you're located somewhere else, it might be Saturday, and let us know how your Saturday is going. And drawing my cat guy. Walking through Christ Church. Okay. Maybe I'm gonna write, I think I'm just gonna write Christ Church. Okay, so we did the 11th, the 12th. I actually went to the library to work my part-time job at the university. So I was just gonna draw maybe the cat guy in kind of like aisles at the library. And I'm so crazy that I got there before they even opened. I was literally in the parking garage waiting for the library to open because they don't open till 1:30 on Sundays. I'm in. Good morning. Are you having breakfast like you were last time? And then I'm just gonna draw like bookshelves. And just draw books. I actually went to the library again last night because I ordered something from a different university and I had to go pick it up. So I guess I'm at the library more than most people. Eamon, you haven't had breakfast yet. Well, I'm just having some Friday night coffee. This is the iced coffee that I made tonight. I make all kinds of coffee, but this is Cafe Viet's. It's the milky iced coffee, and it's so good. I wanted to try it, and I got it from Latte Plaza, like the Korean grocery store. And I would definitely buy this one again. It has like the perfect flavor of sweet and like the strength of the coffee and anything. So that's what I'm having. And we're just drawing books. Although I guess it's kind of hard to tell if it's even books. Whatever. We'll draw him with glasses on so it looks like he is really thinking here. And then I'm just going to write library. Okay, so that is my whole week, the week of February 6th. I went to Albany for work. Well, no, I flew home from Albany. No. Yeah, I went to Albany on the 6th. I went to a happy hour at the hotel. It was really cold, like really cold. I think it was like 15 degrees and windy. I went out to dinner. I had a really long day at my job site. I was there for like 10 hours or whatever. Then on our live on Friday the 10th, we joked about doing a stationary caravan. Like, well, not joked, we'll do it someday. Like Travelers Company does their Travelers Notebook caravans, and then Grace Church and Library. And I leave this side of the notebook pages blank because I kind of just use that ad hoc. Like we painted with watercolors the cover of a book and wrote about a book I was reading, which I just finished, and then a book before. So kind of like leaving that space open. It doesn't necessarily relate to what is on the weekly. I just like it because it's just grid and I can really use it for anything. You love coffee. 2 days ago, you conditioned your brown Traveler's Notebook and it didn't work at all. What did you use to condition it? I've never conditioned any of my things, any of my Traveler's Notebooks. This is how they came. I honestly wouldn't even know where to start or at what point you're supposed to condition it. I'm a bad example. Did it mess up your Traveler's Notebook, or it just kind of just didn't look improved? And then since the next week, the week of the 13th, is a new week, we're gonna switch from using the fountain pen because I'm trying to mix it up. So we use the fountain pen for that week, and the week before we used the Lamy All-Star fountain pen with the water and ink in it, which we learned the hard way, ended up smearing everywhere. So that was no bueno. And the week before that, I think we used the Platinum Preppy, if I recall. I should write down what I use, actually. So let's write, just on the top here, let's just write Platinum, oh, can you see? Platinum, wait, no, this isn't Platinum. Ugh, my brain, this is Sailor. Do I have white out? I know I have something. So we're gonna use this little, I forget what brand this is. Oh, this is a Pentel. Wait out. A correction tape. Whew. Sorry. I thought I'd be a little bit more awake and not as tired, but I was at the office all day today and there was a lot of mentally draining things that happened. This is a Sailor fountain pen with black cartridge. So this is just the cartridge that it comes with, nothing special. I did order the Sailor ink converter. This is my first Sailor, that once the black cartridge is done in here, I'm going to use one of my inks with the converter. Leather balm, because my Traveler's Notebook looks fuzzy and dry. How long have you had your notebook, Amy? And have you used it a lot? Like, have you touched it with your hands? Let me see if I can let me get my blue Traveler's Notebook, which is the one that has the most wear and tear. So it's supposed to get better over time, right? So this is one of the original limited edition blues. You can kind of see how like smooth it is. But that's because I've had this for going on 8 years and I've touched it a lot. But I will say, usually when I traveled with it, I had it in, before it was this thick, I had it in a, the cloth cover, the cloth bag that it comes with, or I'd put it in something else. I rarely carried it around with just the leather out. Like I wouldn't put it in my backpack without something protecting it. So I don't know if that has an effect on it. April 2022. Okay, so you've had it almost a year. I think you also have to be careful with humidity and heat and sunlight and all those things, because I think that can affect the leather. But at the same time, that is one of the unique things about traveler's notebooks, is they're all going to look different and it's just totally unique. So let it be that way maybe, and just see how it goes and just keep using it. The more you use it, the better it'll be. Marilyn's here. Hey Marilyn, happy Friday. Let us know what you're up to this weekend, if you have any fun plans, or like I always say, having no plans, because that's equally fun. I'm just doing some doodling in my weekly planner, weekly creative planner, I should say. And okay, so we wrote what we used on this so we can remember, and then let's go back and write the not so wonderful Lamy All-Star with Waterman, Serenity. Oh, I'm gonna spell Serenity wrong. Let's see if we have the ink bottle here. I was in French. Serenity. Okay. Serenity blue. And then I'm just gonna write smears. And we're gonna let that dry for a second. You've been sick? Oh, I hope it's not COVID or something. Just make sure you rest a lot. Drink a lot of tea, watch a lot of trashy TV. What else is the best remedy? Use a neti pot or nasal spray. Be kind to yourself. Allergies? Yeah, I took the Zyrtec yesterday and a Zyrtec today, because yesterday here in DC it was like 80 degrees, and tomorrow it's supposed to snow. So we're having like these weird extreme weather things that apparently have even affected the cherry blossoms blossoming. So I'm taking my allergy meds because the crazy weather change always makes it happen. Plus spring's coming, so. Okay. Yeah, I can't believe how much this smeared. I just really was disappointed in that. Oh well. That's a good idea to keep writing down what I'm actually using, so. Mardi Gras last weekend and it rained a lot, so everyone I know is sick. Yeah, I don't really know much about Mardi Gras, except when I was in the office on Tuesday, which I guess was Fat Tuesday, which I only know in regards to like Polish traditions. So I don't know how I'm sure it's similar to the American ones, but a coworker brought in a cake, and it's the whatever cake that has a little baby inside of it. Like is that a New Orleans thing? I'm not sure. But like we were in a big meeting in a big conference room, and they were talking about the little baby and the cake, and like someone walked in midway through the story and was just super confused. And I was super confused because I didn't really know what they were talking about, but apparently it's something that I don't know. King's cake, yeah. Someone brought in a king's cake because he lived in New Orleans. He went to Tulane, so I guess like he brings one in every year. I didn't get to have any of the cake because I was on a different floor that day, but apparently the cake was good, my coworker said. Welcome if you're joining us. Let us know where you're from and what you're up to tonight or this weekend. And if you have any journaling or writing goals or planner goals. My goal was really just to kind of this weekend to catch up on my daily doodles. I guess that's what I'll call it. Because I'm going on a trip Sunday morning, so I want to get a lot of stuff done tomorrow, so I feel caught up and not behind. Hopefully that's dry. Let's see. So it's been a few minutes. See, it still smears a little bit, whatever. We're moving on. I'm actually going to use the backing because I'm going to use that pigment marker. And it might leak through. So my goal for this week spread, I guess you could say, is to use a Sakura Pigma Micron pen, and then use my color pencils to just add a little bit of color since we've just been using fountain pen ink. I want to switch it up. So on February 13th, I finished reading The Orchard, which was an excellent book. I'm actually making my friend read it right now. I took her over my library copy and was like, you need to read this so we can talk about it. So she's currently reading it, and then we'll catch up next week and see what she thought about it. So how do I draw this? I'm gonna draw my cat sitting in front of the book. Oh yes, Marilyn, you went to Dollar Tree. I have one of those pens, and I've already have one open, but I have, is it this one? This was such an amazing Dollar Tree find. Like, you would never think that Dollar Tree would have this kind of stuff, but it's really hit or miss. I thought I have another one. See, I bought this one when I saw one again because I'm gonna save it for a giveaway on my channel. I thought I bought a blue one too, or I might have dreamt that I saw a blue one. That's probably what happened. Blue, green, pink, and purple. Oh, yours had pink and purple. Ours only had the green, and then I thought the blue, but apparently not. Oops, I draw him kind of crooked. Whatever. Finished The Orchard. What else did I do? Well, maybe I'll just write a little blurb about it, or should I do something else? Well, it was also Galentine's Day, so maybe I'll just note that too. So we'll just draw some hearts. My friend used to always have a Galentine's Day party, and then COVID hit, and then we stopped. And the last actual gathering we had was Galentine's Day, February 2020, and then all the COVID stuff happened. So I'm just gonna draw my normal cat waving, but from a different angle. Okay. Eugenie's here. Hi, Eugenie from Genie in the Techo. Happy Friday. You're tidying your desk and watching your live stream. Good, tidying the desk. That's something that always seems hard, doesn't it? I've been doing a good job keeping my desk tidied, and if you saw my video where I did a little desk tour, it was one of the last videos I posted, so if you're interested, go ahead and check it out. But it's just, you want to do stuff, and then you get tired, and tidying is just, it feels overwhelming. But we're trying. Let us know if you have any plans, fun plans this weekend. And then I'm just gonna color a little bit. Actually, maybe I'll zoom in a little, I'm sorry. And I said before, there's nothing really special about these Dollar Tree colored pencils, other than the fact that I've used them consistently in my Hobonichi, my Traveler's Notebook, that like, I should just keep using them. I like color pencils that say the name of the color on the side because sometimes I can't keep it straight which is which. And these don't say that, but it's not a deal breaker. Okay. I do kind of like the colors against the cream paper of this weekly, so let's move on. And then Valentine's Day was the 14th. Oh, that's when I saw the announcement about Traveler's Company making the olive edition part of the permanent collection. So let's go ahead and draw the cat and the olive edition. And maybe we'll draw his eyes as stars. Let me know if you plan on buying the olive edition. I was thinking about getting, because I have, you know, one of the original limited ones. That's what we're using right now. But I was thinking about getting a passport size one. But I'm sure they're going to be sold out when they first release it. So I'm not going to get my hopes up. Olive edition. And then we gotta find a colored pencil that kind of goes with olive. I don't know if we're gonna find that here. Sunny's here. Welcome, Sunny. Happy Friday. Let us know what you're up to this weekend or tonight. I don't really know how I would draw olive. I guess we're just gonna mix some greens and browns. Let's see. Oh, it doesn't look olive. It's a little too green. Let's draw some brown. Now that's just looking like algae. Whatever. Olive edition. Sorry for the wobbling and the noises. What can I do? Maybe add in a little bit of gray. Nope, it's making it worse. I'm gonna stop. It's the Toyo box that's making that vibration. Okay. Then on the 15th, I worked my regular job and then I worked at the writing center. So let's draw him at the writing center. Will you film a video of the different olive version? Leather competition? What's that? Coffee time. You hit mine this weekend. I need to declutter day in my craft room. Yeah, it seems like everyone, well, it's like spring cleaning, right? I was feeling unmotivated lately, and I think I need to shop in my stash and take some stuff out, like different writing utensils and stickers and stuff, and then swap it for other things just to like change the energy. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. What was I drawing? Okay, the writing center, which I had no students come in, so I literally just sat there and did work for my other part-time job, which is nice because then it's like I'm getting double paid. And we're just gonna draw a bookshelf and a big plant, because I mentioned it before, we have this giant plant in the reading center that's like something from the Little Shop of Horrors. It's taller than me and I'm 6'4". And it just looks insane that I don't know, it just makes me laugh. And it's like, I don't know plants enough to know what it is, so I'm sorry. It's just ginormous. Comparison. Oh. Yeah, that's actually a good point, Eugenie. I was wondering if the olive is going to be truly like the limited edition olive, because you can't really replicate the same thing years later as easily. I guess they have like a company blend of stuff that they use, so they know. I don't know. So Marilyn, you just destashed, and then your friend gave you a ton of art supplies, paper, and art book brushes. Very old. I give a lot to my cousin, but can you have too much paper? Marilyn, you don't even want to know. I have a shelf of sketchbooks and canvases and different kinds of art things that I barely use. Like, it's kind of embarrassing, but I want to start using that stuff. And when I move, which is going to be in June, it looks like, I'm either going to do some sort of giveaway on YouTube to send my supplies of stuff I'm not using to good homes instead of throwing it out, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to move with all my stuff that I currently have, because I don't know what my living situation is going to be at my new location. So we'll see how that goes. But I am going to visit my potential place that I'm moving next weekend on March 4th. So I'm really excited and really nervous, because I'll be meeting with the people I'd be working with, and I go on a tour, and yeah, I just don't know how that's gonna go. But they seem really nice. I just haven't met them in person yet. And I've also never been to the town or city that this place is, so it's really gonna be a journey. Where am I moving? Well, that's the thing, I don't know yet. It's between a couple places. So Sunday, I'm visiting a small town in western Pennsylvania. So that's where I'm driving on Sunday morning and staying there for one night, because I have an all-day thing there Monday, and I drive home Monday. And then Saturday, I fly out to Knoxville, Tennessee, which I've never been to. But that I am going to start saying these places, but it seems like Knoxville, Tennessee so far is going to be the best option for me. But like I said, since I've never been there, I don't want to say it's the best option for me, because I'm very based on like my feelings. And not feelings, like if something doesn't feel right to me, I get a vibe and I know it's not right in all different life situations. So I need to be there to see how my gut reacts, kind of. And then I'll kind of be able to make a decision. I have until April to let them know, so it's not like I have to rush into it. Yeah, Eugenie, moving is the worst thing. Like, I moved to this apartment that I'm in now by myself during the pandemic, and I didn't move from too far away. It was just a few miles away, and it was just horrible, because it was like the height of the pandemic. Getting movers, like even the original movers, to come, and then like they canceled, and it was just a lot. And I finally feel settled in my current apartment, and now that I'm moving again, it's like, of course, but that's okay. I need to do it. Tennessee yourself near the Smokies, but moving. Yeah, see, and the other thing is, my new job, I'm going to be making less money that I make now, because it's a career change, and I don't know like how big of a place I'm gonna have, or if I'm gonna have to share an apartment with someone. Those are things I haven't crossed that bridge yet. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to bring all my stuff, or if I'm gonna rent a furnished place, or I don't know. But I'm excited either way. I think change is good, especially after the last few years with weird changes and just, I'm ready for change. Let's do Charleston. Yeah, so I've been to Tennessee when I was like in high school, and then or college. Did we have a thing in March? I don't know. Um, but when I did my road trip last August, which I journal about in one of these, I can't remember. When I went to Asheville, North Carolina, I actually stopped in Johnson City, Tennessee, because when I was driving to Asheville, I didn't realize that I'd be driving through part of Tennessee. So because I was like super excited. I was like, oh, I'm gonna stop at this like place in Tennessee, and I went to a really cool coffee shop. There's a college there. I walked all around. It was like a beautiful summer day. I thought it was really awesome. So I haven't been to like Knoxville, Tennessee. This will be my first time. So fingers crossed, the vibe is good. It's probably the best offer I'm gonna get in this, so we shall see. The cost of living, well, honestly, Sonny, compared to DC, the cost of living is cheaper everywhere except maybe like LA and Manhattan. So it'll definitely be lower cost of living no matter where I go, which I'm looking forward to because it's insane to live here. It's also going to be like it's a different field, it's a different job. It's like going to be a complete lifestyle change too. So, which I want because I'm sick of my current situation. Well, it's not that I'm sick of it, it's just it's not serving me well anymore. I am gonna say I am liking the using the color pencils more than the fountain pen to draw this weekly spread. So no dice sister. I know, Marilyn. That's why between now and when I move, I'll be going to New Jersey and stuff to visit family anyway. So like I'm definitely gonna have to schedule in a Daiso and Mitsuwa and Kinokuniya trip. I'll probably have to like take a vacation day to drive up there on a weekday so I can just go before I'm too far. It would have been nice if I ended up moving to Illinois, which I'm still waiting to hear back from, because the place I moved to in Illinois is like 40 or 45 minutes from the Daiso, or not Daiso, the Mitsuwa and Kinokuniya out there, which would have been cool, but I can't base my decision off of. Well, I totally would base my decision off of stationary stores, so who am I kidding? But yeah. I think the offer from Tennessee is going to be the best one I get. Okay, and then Thursday the 16th, I had to go to a doctor's appointment. I ended up taking off the whole morning, so I took myself out to breakfast, which was nice, but it wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. I should have just like went home and cooked something myself, but that's okay. No less dishes to do. Yeah, Maryland, Daiso is really cool because they have all kinds of neat Japanese style items and gadgets and things for your kitchen and garden and stationery and all that stuff. And most of the stuff is fairly inexpensive. Like everything's kind of priced either $1.99 or $2.99 or like $4.99. So you can go and buy a bunch of things and end up not spending a lot of money. It's kind of like a few steps up from like a dollar store, but like good quality stuff. So let's see if we can draw him. Can we draw him at a booth? That might work. And like a table. IKEA, it's different than IKEA because it's smaller. Just draw a little plate. Little coffee mug and I don't know, ketchup bottle. And little plates. And then maybe you can be holding up a fork. I'm really bad at drawing, especially human figures or people and all that stuff, so don't judge. Now it looks like he's holding a pitchfork. Okay, whatever. That's my inner monologue anyway. And we're just gonna put out to breakfast. I kind of want to draw like, you know that like diner red leather? Not that I was at a place that looked like that, but that's what I have in my mind. I don't really know how to draw that. So that's what we're going with. Oops. And is that black? Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to tell. Kind of like IKEA for stationery. That's a good way of putting it. I mean, I got so much stuff at the Daiso, and everything was just inexpensive. Like, and a lot of it's like actually made in Japan. So these are like Japanese wooden pencils that I got. It's a 4-pack, and I think it was like $1.99 or something. So yeah, it's just fun. It's like the experience of buying stuff off Jet Pens, but everything's not insanely priced. Plus, there's just not a lot of like brick and mortar stationery stores or places you can buy stationery. So it's just really exciting to be able to see any of that stuff in person. At least that's how I feel. Well, the table wasn't black, but oh well. I already started drawing it. Out to breakfast. And so we're done with it. Okay, on the 17th, we got a dentist appointment, which I feel like it's not really fun to draw a dentist appointment, but it is what I did. Maybe I'll just draw the cat face, but him smiling. And like sparkly teeth. Do we think we can do that? Oh boy, that seems kind of hard. Okay. How would you do that? I guess just draw like a cartoon. Okay. Ooh, do I want to? Okay. Now it's going to look like he has dentures. And then I can try to draw like a little sparkle. Like a cartoon sparkle. Okay, that's the best we're going to do. And then we're just going to put dentist appointment. The cat and molar. Yeah, that's what I need to draw. Thanks for putting that in the chat, Sunny, so I can see a little reference. I can draw a little molar, because I don't know how to draw. So it's like little, and then it'll be white. That's good enough. And like these doodles I do, they're not to like improve my artistic skills. They're just to like decompress after work and stuff. And just to kind of have like a memory keeping. I'm not, because what would happen is if I really want to draw something well, I would look up an image of it and I would look, you know, have it in front of me and like really try to note how it looks and all that. But then that takes time, and then you start looking up stuff and then you get distracted and then you end up not finishing what you want to do. So that's why I kind of limit myself and just draw these quick little things. Okay, this looks creepy, but whatever. It's what we're doing. Okay. And then on the 18th, I did tons of work for my part-time research assistant job, like tons and tons and tons. And it's a lot of like technical stuff and coding, and it was just driving me. So I was like looking at a computer screen for a while. So how do we convey that? Maybe let's draw the laptop screen. Okay. Draw a little laptop. It's gonna look horrible. Jesus, looks like something from the Jetsons. And then the little browser, and I'm just gonna draw like code. Just trying to make it look like something cody. And then draw a little mouse. And I have a wireless mouse, but we'll draw we'll draw a wire for emphasis. And then a little tabletop that's crooked. Now he's happy because I enjoy doing this, but he's gonna have bags under his eyes. And shrugged shoulders. And then I'm just gonna call it literature work. And for anyone who's joining us, go ahead and pop in the chat where you're from, what you're up to this weekend. Please don't be shy. Everyone here is really nice. We're just chilling on this Friday night. We're for Amen at Saturday morning in Indonesia. some red. And yellow. Has anyone watched anything good lately? Any movies or series or anything? Dayton, Ohio. The Watcher? Why does that sound familiar? Is that the one with Jennifer Coolidge and Bobby Cannavale, and it's like a murder mystery in like a suburban neighborhood? Is that what it is? I think I started to watch that, but it was too late at night and I couldn't watch it. It's based on a true story. Yeah, see, I'll watch anything with Jennifer Coolidge. I mean, like White Lotus and all that stuff. Yeah, like I'm down with that. But I think I started to watch it and it felt a little bit too heavy to watch at night before bed. It kind of reminds me of like the few minutes I watch remind me of like The Sopranos or something. But it's definitely on my list. British mystery series. See, Sonny, I wish I could like mysteries, but I'm not a lover of mystery. Um, I love British series, and I want to get BritBox, and I watch everything British I can get my hands on. But mysteries and just like reading books, I never really get into mysteries. Shooter on Netflix. Don't think I saw that. I I also have this issue with my TV that for some reason like not all the apps always work right, and it like the screen is really slow. So if I want to like search for something on Hulu or whatever, it just takes forever. That I end up just watching what's ever on Netflix, because for some reason Netflix works super fast on my TV, and it's just like late. Usually I only watch TV late at night, like to kind of unwind, and it's usually for less than an hour. It's when I'm too tired to read, I'm tired from cleaning up, and I need to like let my brain start to shut off, which is why I can't watch anything too heavy. But maybe I will watch something tomorrow because the weather's supposed to be kind of blah tomorrow. It's a good excuse to stay home. Suspense. Yeah, but the thing about suspense and action is like I can't watch like at 11 o'clock at night before you're getting ready to bed. The last thing I want to watch is like things getting blown up or something that you have to like sit on the edge of your seat and like pay attention to. I don't know if that makes sense. And then on the 19th, I went for a walk. It was really nice weather, and I went for a walk in this big park that goes along the river, and there were people sailing, and there were sailboats. So I wanted to draw me sitting on the shore, well, my cat sitting on the shore watching the sailboats go by. Yeah, Sonny, if you can believe it, yesterday it was 80 degrees here in DC, and tomorrow it's supposed to snow. But it's not going to be real snow, but it's supposed to be like 35 degrees and snowing. Okay, Shooter and the Watcher. Let me write that down. I just think there's too many good things to watch, Like, it's hard to keep up with all the hit shows and follow what everyone's talking about on Twitter. Alright, so I'm putting Shooter, Watcher, and Shooter. So there are like lots of kind of like trees everywhere, and there's big rocks. And the trees aren't really in bloom yet. I'm just gonna draw kind of like sticks. And then just draw like kind of like wavy water. And then draw the back of cat. I was literally just like chilling on the rocks for a few minutes. It was so cold. Because there's like a breeze, but it was just nice to just like hear the water and watch the sailboats go by. Or not, are they sailboats? I don't know. It's like, it's not a full sailboat. It's like a little thing with a sail on it. I don't know how to describe it. don't know what that's called. But it had sails. And the sun was out. I'm not going to write any words, we're just going to draw a nice view. The watcher sounds like the family had bought a house and then got creepy letters. It was very like suburbia something. And he said it's based on a real story. Sailboarding? No, I mean, I guess it was a sailboat. It just looked small. Didn't look like a boat. I keep a separate pencil sharpener. This one's from Dollar Tree, only for color pencils, because I don't like the colored graphite getting on regular pencils. If that makes sense. Someone was murdered there, they are told. Oh, okay. See, now that sounds kind of interesting. Yeah, definitely. It's on my list. I just know that I couldn't watch it that one night. Oh, I think I talked about this in one of my lives. I watched Women at War on Netflix, which is a French action drama thing based off of women during World War One, and that was really, really good. Like, just excellent acting and cinematography and just the storyline. You were just so into it. It was just really graphic and really sad. So don't recommend that if you don't want to watch anything heavy, but to appreciate what it was, I definitely would recommend it. Yeah, it's just, I have this weird thing where what I do before I go to sleep affects my dreams really badly, like really badly, so I try not to watch anything too heavy or too scary. I usually have to watch something light or just like a show that I've already seen before and I know what happens, just to kind of like turn my brain off. Like last night, I just watched an episode of Kath and Kim. I don't know if anyone's ever watched Kath and Kim, which is like an Australian comedy. And it's just like a lighthearted, silly show with short episodes that when it's late at night and I just feel like I need to chill for a few minutes, I'll put on an episode of that just to like laugh, and that's it. Oh, you're familiar with the case. Sunny, do you like listen to podcasts about a lot of these cases? Because a vlogger I follow, she's like really into the podcasts of these murder investigations. And what's the one? What's that one that was a big thing recently? I can't forget the girl's name. Summer Wells. She's watching these podcasts like the Summer Wells case, and following that trial of that guy right now. And what's the guy who's on trial right now for murdering his wife? And I don't know. Big Bang Theory. Yes, that's like a kind of show that you kind of just want to watch for like whimsy, and you already know how it ends. I kind of feel like it's just weird that there's just the back of the cat. I should have put like a hat on him or like a backpack, but whatever. True crime, but I do paranormal. Okay. Do you like to go on like ghost hunting? Not ghost hunting. Ghost tours? Because there's one here that I really wanted to go to. So long story short, I somehow never got COVID until October of 2022. And my friend was supposed to come visit that weekend, and we were going to go on a ghost tour in Old Town Alexandria, like a ghost walking tour at night, because it was Halloween time, right? It was Halloween weekend. And I was starting to feel sick, and then I tested positive like right before she was supposed to get on the train and come down to visit me. So we had to reschedule, but which sucked, but that's okay. At least like I didn't pass on COVID to anyone. But I've always wanted to do one of those like nighttime tour things. Yeah, I just like, especially in places that are historical. Um, And I was talking earlier, like I know it sounds creepy, but I think cemeteries are peaceful because there's an energy there. So when I was in Malmö, Sweden, so I was in Denmark for my birthday once, and I took a train over to Sweden, and like literally one of my things on the to-do list was to go to the state library there, and next to the library there's this huge cemetery, and it's just like gorgeous. And I walked through it, and it was gloomy, and it was just such a cool like shift of energy. So when I'm in big famous towns or whatever, they have like those kind of like cemeteries, I actually like just walking through it, or if there's like a park nearby or something. I know that sounds creepy, but I swear it's not. Some people probably are a little freaked out, but I actually find it peaceful. Yeah, and it's kind of also like, I don't want to get like morbid, but there's something about like not being afraid of it that makes you feel more accepting of life and what happens in life, which we all know what happens. So I don't know. Could I watch a scary movie at night that takes place in the cemetery before I go to bed? Probably not. But I can enjoy. I used to never like scary movies. Oh, Sonny, do you like movies like The Conjuring that are about like spirits and those kind of things? Because I actually used to never watch scary movies. I hated them. I would never watch them because of my dream problem. And then one time I watched, I forget where I was or why I did. I think it's because there was an actor I liked in it, but I watched The Conjuring and I liked it. And for some reason, I watched it a couple times, like throughout a certain time period, and it made me more interested in like paranormal and horror movies. That I really enjoyed it. So it kind of like helped me change my perspective a little bit, and I really liked the storyline and all that kind of stuff. So just interesting how things work out sometimes. Yeah, actually, the last time I went to the movie theaters, which is the first time in years, was last summer. I went to see summer of 2021, when the new Conjuring came out. I forget what it was called. The Devil. I forget. Um, and it was good, but it was a little too. Parts of it were, I think, too Hollywood. Like they were too. They were trying too hard for the action scenes. But it's still great. Okay, looks like we're finishing up our week here. And I will say, I missed using the color pencils like I did in my Hobonichi. And I feel like the color pencils work way better in the Traveler's Notebook than on the Tomoe River paper. I'm sorry, I know a lot of people like Tomoe River. I don't think it works for me. So, yeah, over the top. It was just like too, I don't want to say it on the live. Like there were certain scenes I just felt like were too gory and too slashy for no reason other than for the Hollywood like shot, Okay, there's our week. Finished The Orchard, which is a great book. Olive edition announcement. Worked at the Writing Center. Went out to breakfast. Had a dentist appointment. Did literature work at my job, and then enjoyed the sailboat. Yeah, there's something about the cream color pages and the color pencil. And it didn't. I used the pencil board, but it doesn't really go through. So yeah. And let's write on the top what we used. So I am gonna write the Micron PN, which is the one that has PN on top. Which I don't know. It's like a felt tip. I don't know what the PN stands for. Pigment. Sorry. But you know that when you get a lot of these like pigment markers, they have the different tip sizes, the 0.5, 0.001, all that stuff. But this is the PN one, which seems to be one I really like. So let's write Sakura Pigma. What is Pigma? Micron PN and colored pencils. Plastic nib, thank you, B Pair. looking at it, yeah, okay. PN plastic nib. I think it's because I feel like the plastic nib, maybe it's because I don't feel like I'm gonna break it. Okay, so here's another one I have. This is 08 in green. Like there's something about writing with a metal tip versus the plastic one. Yeah. NB Pair, you are an artist, so you know more about this. But I kind of just go by what I see in the store and I just try and like, yeah, and it's black ink. I'm sure they make the PN in other colors. Maybe I would try it in blue, but I don't know. There's something about the black plus color pencils that makes me feel good. So there we have it. And oh no, I'm not all caught up. Oh geez. So we still have your obsessed with art supplies. You and me both, because I kid you not, even though I have an entire shelf of art supplies that I barely use, because I always get these ideas in my head that I'm going to start learning to oil paint and art stuff. I almost went to an art supply store after work today because I was at work and we have Blick, which is like probably I think it's a really good store, and we have one in DC, but they close early. They close at like 5 or 6 p.m. and they're not really open. Are they open on Sundays and weekends? I'm not sure. But I was gonna leave work early today because it was supposed to be a quiet day and like walk over to Blick to look at some of the like some of these pens and just other things, just to feel like inspiration, because I was feeling very not inspired. And then of course my boss ended up being there, and she said she was only gonna be in the morning. Well, no, she stayed the whole day. And she was sitting right behind me the entire day, so I couldn't sneak out early to go to the art supply store before I went home. Which is probably fine, because I don't need to buy more stuff, right? I just wanted to kind of get some inspiration. Yeah, so if you have if you're more into stationery, but you don't have a stationery store near you, check out art supply stores, because usually they carry like pens or Fabriano paper, notebooks, or Rhodia notebooks and stuff. They might even have some fountain pen things. Thank you, Marilyn. For some reason, I accomplish this better when I share it. If I was supposed to sit down tonight and draw this stuff, I wouldn't feel excited to do it, but there's just something about you all holding me accountable that makes me feel like I can do it. That's what I love about YouTube. It's like there's just like this community. So yeah, these dollar color pencils really, and I think I bought these before they turned to $1.25, so they really were $1. I probably have expensive color pencils from some store when I was in Germany or whatever, and for some reason I like to use the Dollar Tree ones. Sometimes you just can't explain it. Yeah, and you know, Sonny, one of the reasons I like it is because this is a small amount of page space to work with. So you can just draw, let's say you didn't draw your cat comic, I just do it. Let's say you just want to draw one thing you did each day and you just want to draw a meal you made or a walk you went on. Like, you can do it in just one little thing and then just write your words, and it still feels like you did something and you're not using a whole page. So I was using the Hobonichi Cousin, which I enjoy, but it felt like having to draw a big size of something or to put more than one drawing, it just felt like it was a lot. So this weekly recap, I don't know what you'd call it, daily doodle, and I think Job does something like this, or his are more elaborate. I'm not elaborate at all. It's like like a memory keeper kind of thing. So another thing, I'm not going to do it now because I'm getting kind of tired. Finish up with a coffee here, but I'll share to show you all some of the things I saved to put in my traveler's notebook. Um, the first thing, so what I do is I have a little basket on my desk that throughout the week, when I come across things I want to put in my traveler's notebook, I will just throw it in there. And then when we have a live session or whatever, I'll cut it out and use it. The first thing is, there's a whole story behind this. Was my favorite tea when I lived in Russia. And this is one of the last boxes that I brought back from there when I left last time. And technically it's expired, but me and my friends still drank it. Anyway, I went over to my friend's house last Saturday night. We did like a Russian movie night. It was just nice. We reminisced because we both lived there. And I had this still sealed, and I opened it up so we could make the tea and just enjoy it. And I saved the box so I can cut it out and put it in my traveler's notebook. And then here is the like artwork on it, and I'm pretty sure so I saved one of the actual tea bags to kind of put in my notebook, which of course I ripped, but whatever. So I just saved that. I'm gonna put my traveler's notebook, my boarding pass for my last trip to Albany, because we don't really always get these boarding passes, especially if you use digital ones, but for some reason I couldn't get a seat assignment. They had to assign it to me at the gate. I don't know why. So I actually had to wait and get like a printed boarding pass. So I figured I might do something where I make it a cover of a notebook, since it is truly the size of a regular traveler's notebook. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with that, but I wanted to save it. Then I stopped at the mall last night to get Panda Express for dinner. And I saved this fortune, which says you have the ability to undertake and complete anything you desire. And I think that's really important for all of us to know. We can do hard things. And for the big decisions that I'm going to be making in the next few months, I figure this is a nice reminder. And then I made a herbal tea the other night. If anyone's interested, I make the Yogi lavender stress relief tea at night, and it just is really great. And each of their tea bags kind of say something, like heartwarming. This says, in order to be remembered, leave nothing behind but love. And I like that, so put that in my notebook. I just cut it off, obviously, after I made the tea. And this is weird, but I'm just being transparent to show people that there's other things you can use. This is actually from Q-tips from Lidl. And I really just like the Argyle cardboard packaging. I love this pattern. I love the blue color. So when I went to throw out I recycled the plastic part of it, and I just cut open the cardboard. And then I'm gonna cut it out and put it somewhere in my traveler's notebook, or maybe use it as a background for something. So just to share that there's plenty of things around you that you can use in your journal. You don't have to spend money on it, and it doesn't have to be anything profound. This is literally from Q-tips from Lidl. I just save the packaging. It's clean, of course. So yeah, those are some things I'm gonna work on in my traveler's notebook. And yeah, that's about it. Melissa's here. How's your arm or your hand doing, Melissa? And happy Friday. We just did some doodles in my weekly spread, and we used the color pencils this time, and I think the results are a lot better than using a fountain pen. So I'm gonna switch it up because I don't want to just keep doing the same thing. I think this is a good exercise, but I'm really liking the color pencil look. And for anyone else who's joined, please go ahead and say hello in the chat. Let us know where you're from, what you're up to this weekend. Don't be shy. But then also I keep some things from my traveler's notebook I don't know what to do with, like this ribbon. I saved it because it was just really nice looking, but I don't think, so I just hang it on my desk. You have to rest your arm for at least a month. No crafting, no doodling, lots of pouting. I'm sorry, but maybe this is a good time for you to, do some other stuff. That way, when you can get back to crafting and doodling, you can really go at it, but it's also important to take care of yourself because you don't want it to worsen and all that kind of stuff. Yes, you'll doodle through vicariously through me. Exactly. Just pretend that you doodled all this, and this is the week that you had, and you went out to breakfast, and you had a dentist appointment, and you watched the sailboats. Exactly. And then we also, this is what I use a fountain pen. I walked through the Christchurch Cemetery, which is kind of like a tourist thing here. This is the church that a lot of presidents went to and stuff. And then I went to the library. That's right, I picked up where I left off on the last live. And then I also decided I should write what I use to doodle with, so I remember. And this really stemmed from the Lamy All-Star with Waterman Serenity Blue ink that smeared horribly. So now I know to not do that anymore and not use that. So then I wrote Sailor Fountain Pen with black ink cartridge, and then Sakura Pigment Micron plastic nib and colored pencils. It's kind of like if you do a pen test in the back of your notebook, a lot of us do that. It's nice to kind of like refer to, I guess. So yeah. Anyone else have any saved rounds, as my boss would say at work when we're sitting in meetings? I think I'm kind of, we did an hour and a half live tonight. I think that's very respectable. As much as I would want to go more and start doing more, I'm starting to feel like I'm getting tired, and it wouldn't look good. So that's one good thing to know, is to know when you should quit, right? So I'm just gonna pack up some of my stuff here. For some reason I store my colored pencils and stuff into this Hobonichi small drawer pouch. Shoulder surgery, yeah, that stuff's no joke. Oh, we didn't use any washi tape. That's okay. This is one of the washi tape holders I got at Daiso. And I just put it back on. It's like a little paper towel holder. It's nice, and you can see everything. Still trying to keep organized. Yes, everyone, good night. Tennis elbow and frozen shoulder and right arm. Are you in pain, Melissa? Like, can you at least, relax, and can you sleep at night and stuff, or is it really that bad? Hopefully you can at least manage it so it doesn't put you through some pain. Okay, we're putting this to-do list. Maybe I'll get to it tomorrow. I'll try to do a live between now and next weekend. I'm going on my trip next weekend to the place that I'm probably moving to, so there will be no live next Friday night. And then I'm also going to a different place on Sunday and Monday. I'm doing it's like I'm doing the royal tour of places I could possibly be moving. But I'm going to try to sneak in a live at some point between now and then, just to say hi. And yeah. I hope everyone is safe. Thank you, Melissa, and I hope you feel better. Just hang in there. Everything gets better with time, right? And I will see you all next time. Enjoy your weekend.